arty people. So this video is going to be like a craft fair prep, building up stock video, hopefully followed by footage of the actual craft fair that I have coming up. So it is a spring craft fair. It's actually the day before Easter Sunday. I haven't done it before. I don't know if they've actually done it before, but the table is quite cheap and it's in a pretty good location. So it's in like the center of a town. They have like an arcade, so it might be cold, but at least it will be covered. And I have actually done an art fair there before. So even if the event isn't well like advertised, at least there'll be the general like Saturday shopping traffic in that town. So we'll see how that goes. Booking it was a bit awkward. So I saw the call for stall holders, emailed the woman, was like, yes, I would like to have a stall at this event. Can you send me more information? And then she emailed back saying, oh, we don't have any tables left, but I can offer you a chair. And I was like, you know, thinking that they would just sort of plonk me on the end on a chair, and maybe if I had like my own rack or something. So I was like, oh, a chair won't work, so, you know, don't worry. And then she emailed back saying, oh, we've managed to find you a table. So if you'd still like it, but you know, in future, may I recommend that you invest in your own folding table, and gave me a link to them. And it's like, no, I have my own folding table. You didn't mention that as an option. So it turned out you could either provide your own table or use one of their tables. But when she said, we don't have any tables left, I thought that meant all the spaces for stalls were full. So that was a whole thing. But yes, then I got booked onto it. I've got my own table, so that's fine. But it's sort of stuff like that that makes me a little bit wary about these events. It was clearly someone who's not used to organising craft fairs, because it's organised by I think it's like a charity organisation, and then they're doing a craft fair as a fundraising opportunity. So we'll see. As I said, the tables are cheap and the location is good. So we are 2 weeks away from that, so I need to boost my stock a bit. So I'm thinking whether I should do some Easter specific things, some little baskets or something. I have just started working on some more of my painted dog wood slices. At the end of last year, I was thinking I might just stop making them because I had loads that I'd been like taking to the same craft fairs and they just weren't selling. But then at my Christmas craft fairs, I sold most of them and I've only got 2 left, so I was like, oh, maybe I will do some new ones, because they don't actually take that long. So I've got those ready to paint. Then I could always do with making some more of the hanging dog decorations. I definitely find for Christmas craft fairs I have loads of stock because I love making Christmas decorations and all stuff to do with Christmas. So when it's a non-Christmas event, I have to really think about like, okay, what have I actually got? But it usually just means that my stuff can have more space. So like the dog decorations, I really take over the space with those. And that's another thing for this event. So where I did it before for the art fair, the tables were like down the middle of the arcade and then people were on both sides. So I had to set up my table so that there was stuff on both sides, which isn't like a normal way of doing things. So I need to think about how I'm going to display everything, because my new boards, they're really just one-sided. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for that yet. And then I would like to make some things using my knitting machine. So I've made this flower, which I quite like. It's quite cute. So I might make some more of those. I've also been on Pinterest and got some ideas, so I just need to sit down and make some stuff. going to film more of the making, but I didn't. So here's some of the stuff that I have been working on. Starting with the things using my knitting machine, I made these little carrots. So the idea is that I will put little chocolates in there, so there'll be like a nice gift to buy. I struggled finding cheap orange wool, and I ended up finding some in a charity shop, but it was only a small ball, so I've just made 2 with them. Then I made this little rainbow because it just feels like a rite of passage. If you have a knitting machine, you got to make the rainbow. So I just need to add a little hanging loop to that. And then I had a go at making these flowers. So I think they're quite cool. They're a little bit kind of wobbly. I haven't perfected exactly how to make them, but they're cool. I'll put them on the display. They'll be decoration if nothing else. Then I got 4 dogwood slices done. So we've got a Cocker Spaniel, a King Charles Spaniel, a Springer Spaniel, and a Bernese Mountain Dog. Oh no, 5. And a grey French Bulldog. So I need to add the strings onto those as well. And then I've also just been working on some more dogs to fill up my stock of those. So it's now 2 days until the craft fair. I don't actually feel as prepared as maybe I usually would be. So I think tonight I'm going to spend some time just getting everything out to see what I actually have. I feel like I don't have that much stock, because once you take away all the Christmas stuff, I kind of think maybe there's not much left. So I'll get it all out and actually see what I've got, make sure I've got signs for everything, stuff like that. And I want to try and have like a rough idea of how I'm going to lay out my stall. So that fair was not the most profitable, but it didn't completely suck. The table fee was only £10, which I made back with my first sale, so that's the main thing. It was quite busy, but there was a family fun day aspect to the event, so I think most people were there for that rather than buying little crafty things. My table was next to a face painter and she was doing really well. She had people queuing up. And now let me know what you think about this. She was charging £7 per face. Does that seem like a lot? It seems like a lot to me. There was also an Easter egg hunt competition going on, so each stall was given 2 numbered, laminated, printed out egg pictures that we had to hide within our stall, and then people had to write down the ones that they'd found with the stall holder's name. So it got people looking at the stalls more, but I don't think I actually got any extra sales from egg hunters. They were just using my table to lean on to write down the ones that they'd found. There was also a big, kind of creepy looking Peter Rabbit going around as well. As for the layout, I didn't have to worry about it being double-sided. It was single-sided, but they laid out the tables in a kind of odd way. They alternated the side that each table was on, so one would be facing that way, then the next one would be facing that way, and that just seemed a bit strange to me. The weather was actually great. It was the first sunny day we've had in ages with no wind, so it was really comfortable standing in the arcade. So I may not have made that many sales, but at least I wasn't standing there freezing. And my mum was helping me on the stool, so at least I wasn't by myself, and my sister came by to see us, and my husband and my son did as well. My best seller was a last-minute addition. My mum had crocheted some little baskets that we filled with a few chocolates. We sold 7 out of 9 of those. I didn't sell any of my carrots though. I had a few people looking at them and thinking they were cool, but no takers. I also sold one of the new flowers that I made. A little girl bought it to add to her daisy collection. Love that for her. And then I had a handful of other sales. And I did have a couple of people who seemed really interested in custom products, so they took my information and we'll wait and see if anything comes of that. So yeah, not the most profitable event, but it was still a nice day. My next craft fairs aren't until May. I've got 2 booked in for then, so follow along if you want to see how those go. Thanks for watching, bye!